when I switched over to this program, it was almost like a breath of fresh air that I could actually breathe.
For the people tuning in and watching, okay, Cari, can you kind of introduce yourself? Who you are, what's your name? Obviously, it's there, but what's your name? What do you do? How young are you?
Hi, my name is Cari. I'm a dental assistant and I'm 50 years old.
Oh, there's like a standard prompter. Oh, it's awesome. Okay, so 50 years old, and you joined about 12 weeks ago, right? Probably about 13 weeks ago. So what we're going to do now is really just kind of review how you kind of started till this point, right? So do you remember, like, before you hopped on about 13 weeks ago, what were you kind of struggling with? Not just in terms of whatever physical stuff, but really what you were kind of feeling before you actually hopped on. Do you remember?
Yes, a little hopeless.
Mm,
I was trying to monitor my diet and trying to do it alone, and I was not having a positive result. I felt like I was doing everything I could, and I wasn't getting anywhere.
mm. So for you, what does positive results mean? Like, what were you kind of looking for, like thinking about at the time?
At the time, turning 50 and feeling like I'm starting to lose some muscle, I'm starting to
Mm,
gain some weight, and I need to figure out a way of a long-term success about how to get myself to continue to where I don't get so out of shape and, well, old.
mm. So you were trying, but you couldn't really. Were you getting more out of shape, or were you like more or less maintaining? Do you remember, or like you just having a hard time
I
getting into
had
shape?
been maintaining for a while, but then
Mm,
started to gain weight,
right.
even though I was still running and still
Mm,
doing what I considered, it was more cardio than anything,
mm,
of trying to keep myself in shape.
mm. Okay, so you were gaining weight, but do you see the changes in your body, like on your body physically as well, or was it just like you gaining weight? Because now at this
Um,
point you know the difference, right? Fat loss and weight loss. So
right.
yeah.
Um, I was getting, I don't even know how to term this, weaker. I
Right.
didn't have the strength that I used to have.
Mm,
And I wanted to get back to a little bit more of what my youth was, which is
mm,
stronger and feeling more physically able to do things.
mm. Okay, so that means a couple of things were happening for you actually. So, you were kind of gaining weight, and at the same time, you were also actually not performing as well as you wanted to, right? Okay, so that's both like a physical, like weight change, but also at the same time, like how you felt, the energy you had was just like getting lowered, right? Okay.
Correct.
Honestly speaking, it's probably not to do with like the fact you're getting a bit older or 50-year old. Probably at this point you realize that it's not just about age, right? It's about the things you're probably doing. So
Yes.
we will get into that in real quick. I want you to share your own experience, right? So like you were struggling at that point, but what made you decide to be like, or like what helped you to or influence you to get that jump or the leap of faith to like just try this program, or was there even a leap of faith?
Um, it was a leap of faith, but it was what I saw on Instagram
Mm,
and some of the things that I was struggling with. Uh, are you not losing weight? And
mm,
sometimes it's not just about weight, it's about how you, the fat loss and feeling, are you going to be more, are you going to be happier if you lose weight or if you lose fat?
mm,
And so a lot of these things were speaking to me as
mm,
the things that I was thinking of the whole time
mm,
as becoming hopeless,
mm,
because I was eating fairly decently,
mm,
but just getting nowhere.
mm. Right, so it was speaking to you, and you just decided, okay, go, let's just try it. Or was there like a push for you?
It was a push for me to try to. There was not a specific push
Right.
other than the fact that it was different. It
Mm,
wasn't just about diet and cardio. It was about something a little
right.
bigger and
Right.
something I had not tried.
Mm,
And So that's what really gave me the push, is to try something a little bit different.
Okay, fair enough. So now that you've tried something a little bit different, how do you feel, or like what? Okay, let's start off with like what exactly have you gotten out of this? It doesn't have to be like a physical result. It could really just be, what you've gotten out of it. And I do believe it's pretty important to kind of reflect on what you've gotten out of it, whatever aspect it is, so that you can cement it and help you, move forward in the future as well. Yeah. So what was something specific for you?
I think a lot of it, and I've done a lot of thinking about this, is my confidence level in myself on what I can do.
Awesome.
Things that I did not think I could do before, with the weights and progression and getting farther than I have ever been with weights before. I was not a fan of working out with weights, didn't think that it would work for me. And I can tell you I was wholeheartedly wrong. And I now am rethinking the way that I was doing this, and am looking more towards resistance and weight training as a sustainable option to keep me where I want to be in my life.
Okay, so one of the things like you just mentioned, okay, so the first thing is you realizing that this difference in training from what you were used to a relatively, not saying new, but probably something you weren't really super familiar with, you're starting to enjoy it a bit more, right? Starting to realize that it's probably a bit of a longer term solution for yourself as well, right? So okay,
Very much
okay.
so.
And it has also helped you with your confidence in doing things, performing.
Most definitely. One of the things that I really liked about this was I was working out 3 days a week, whereas when I came into the program, I was working out 6 days a week
Yeah.
for an hour, and I felt like I was going nowhere. And all this time and energy I put towards the program, put towards that, and when I switched over to this program, it was almost like a breath of fresh air that I could actually breathe and feel like my whole life was not trying to lose weight or trying to get fit. So it felt like my life opened up a little bit more, that it was more than just this.
Right. I love that. I'm glad that you were able to experience that and you feel that way. Actually, this is something I'm also curious about, right? Like, so when you transition from 6 days a week to 3 days a week, how do you feel?
Well, I first felt like I wasn't doing anything, but afterwards, like I said, it was extremely liberating to not have to come home from work, change into my workout clothes, do an hour's worth of workout, change back, and get on with the night. So it was just a lot better.
I think one of the things about hard workers is they work hard, but they don't realize, or rather they don't really ask themselves sometimes the things that they're doing, whether it's, whether it makes sense or it's more effective rather than just like working hard for it, right?
Right. Whereas now I feel like I'm working smarter, not harder.
Right. But at the same time, you're working smarter and also pretty hard, right? The idea here is not to work smart and just like have the notion that I'm just here to relax, right? It's just to work on what's...
Oh no, I work.
Yeah. Okay, to be clear also, you're not relaxing during the workouts. It's just like it's just making sense, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, apart from that, what other results do you feel? There are a lot of things you mentioned so far. Confidence, just kind of evaluating the time and energy you're spending on, right? Apart from that, anything else?
The way I'm eating. Even though I was eating a large amount of fruits and vegetables, the moment when I started switching over to more of a protein and the weight work based out, or weight based workout, I'll get it out.
Right.
That it really started changing the way my body looks and the way it feels. And it really boils down to the confidence level that I now feel like I have, that I can go farther than I thought I would before.
I mean, I do remember speaking to you about 13 weeks back, right? I do feel like the way you're talking now, it's actually quite a bit of difference compared to when you started talking. I don't know if you're aware of this, and I don't know if the people around you are aware of this. But I can this is something that I do see, right? The way you just carry yourself is just different. Oh, carry, sorry, carry yourself is different. And I don't know, I don't know if you realize this, but you should really appreciate that you've done this for yourself, the way you just carry yourself as well. And realize that you actually have this change. Some people don't realize it because they are just changing week on week. But the energy you're putting out there, it's different also. Okay. One final thing. Okay, I just want to make sure that because you mentioned this was a struggle, your performance was dropping, right? Remember, you were saying that you were trying on your own, performance was dropping, getting weaker. And of course, now that you've had all this change. Okay, by the way, specific results as well. Let's talk about this. So apart from this confidence, right? Physical change. How's the physical change?
As far as what I see, stomach is flatter. Um, I can feel the muscles when I walk. My physically, my thighs don't touch when I wear a pair of jeans anymore. That's always a
Mm,
plus.
mm,
And it's just I can see the strength in my arms and my shoulders. Everything is changing so much.
mm. Yeah, your muscle definition is getting more obvious, right? I mean, this is something I see also, but I wanted you to say it yourself, right? But your muscle definition is definitely getting more and more obvious, right? And this is at 50-year-old, right? It's because not
Correct.
really age is it's just a number. This is what I'm trying to get at, right? Your performance was dropping before you came on, right? But right now, where is it at? Like, how do you feel about your, you know, strength and everything?
Um, Everything has increased at least 2 times what I was before.
Two
And
times? Oh, that's a huge
two
claim.
times, it is a huge jump as to what it just I was so tired before and felt like
Mm,
I was spinning my wheels just doing the same thing and getting nowhere.
right, right.
And now I feel like I'm actually making a progress.
Mm, okay. Yeah, so what this means, or what you should know, this means is probably previously you were working too hard, too much, right? I'm not saying that you shouldn't work hard, right? I'm just saying that you at some point you got to realize that there is something as going over, right? And that's probably what you're doing in the past. And everything is just because we are going over, your whole body was stressed and just causes everything to shrink. And like, you know, that's why you feel
Yes,
that.
I do know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, shrink and expand in different ways, right? But yes, the overdoing things is one of the things that people need to realize as well. Okay, great. So confidence, everything's up. I think the best thing I'm seeing from you is really the way you're carrying yourself. So awesome. Okay. For now, this is the part for them. Like, who would you recommend the program for? Okay, you've seen a lot of people coming in, right? Like you've seen a lot of people checking in. I don't know if you do read the check-ins, but like,
I do.
uh, right. So, who would you recommend the program for, but specifically for yourself?
I really recommend the program for people who are becoming frustrated with
Mm,
doing the same thing and getting nowhere, who know
mm,
that they're working out really hard, but it
mm,
doesn't feel like it's getting anywhere. This was a new approach, or not really, I won't say it as a new approach. It is a different approach than what I, as a female, am used to doing, which is always cardio, more
mm,
cardio, more cardio, more cardio. And adding the weights made such a huge difference for me that
mm,
anybody my age would be a perfect person to start this program.
mm. Awesome. 50. Half.
50.
Awesome. Okay, so this is the fun thing I added, right? Like for those out there, all right, because you've been really a huge inspiration. It doesn't matter if you're an inspiration for other people, but you've been an inspiration for yourself. I think that's the most important part. What is one advice or tip that you would actually give or you would want to give to others? One advice or tip.
piece of advice, meaning like, I think that part of my thought process is change your thoughts, change your world. And so that was what part of this was in coming here. I needed to change my thoughts on how I need to approach what I was looking for in this world.
Right. So the
And so
advice would be to open your mind up, right? And because it's very clear that
right,
you do have a goal for yourself, right? And it's like you said, for the people who are frustrated, if whatever you have been trying is just not working, you got to open yourself up and be willing to just, I don't know, try, see new things. Is that what you're saying?
embrace a whole new way of doing things. That was the best
Awesome.
part.
Awesome. Okay, Cari, thanks so much.